Spiritual intelligence is not something that can be easily measured, displayed, or proven. Unlike academic intelligence or emotional skills that often show through words and actions, spiritual intelligence operates quietly beneath the surface. It shapes how a person relates to themselves, to others, and to life as a whole. Women with high spiritual intelligence may not always stand out in obvious ways, but their presence is deeply felt. There is a sense of calm, depth, and authenticity around them that cannot be explained logically, yet it leaves a lasting impression. In a world that often rewards loudness, speed, and constant external validation, these women move differently. They are not driven by the need to impress or compete. Instead, they are guided by inner awareness, emotional clarity, and a deep connection to meaning. Their strength does not come from control or dominance, but from understanding and alignment. This makes their most powerful traits invisible to the eye, yet unmistakable to the heart. Spiritually intelligent women tend to experience life with depth rather than surface-level reactivity. They do not avoid challenges or emotions, but they meet them with awareness instead of resistance. Pain does not harden them, and success does not inflate their ego. They understand that life is a continuous process of growth, learning, and letting go. Because of this perspective, they are less shaken by external circumstances and more anchored within themselves. One of the most defining aspects of these women is their relationship with their inner world. They are willing to sit with silence, reflect honestly, and face uncomfortable truths. This inner work allows them to respond to life consciously rather than unconsciously repeating patterns. As a result, their actions often feel intentional, their words thoughtful, and their boundaries clear. People around them may feel safe, understood, or strangely at ease, even if they cannot pinpoint why. These invisible traits are not mystical gifts reserved for a few. They are qualities developed through self-awareness, experience, and intentional living. Many spiritually intelligent women have walked through confusion, heartbreak, or inner conflict before arriving at clarity. Their wisdom is earned, not inherited. This is why their presence carries depth rather than perfection. They are not flawless, but they are real. Understanding these traits is important because they redefine what strength looks like. Strength, in this context, is not about emotional suppression or constant positivity. It is about honesty, balance, and inner stability. It is the ability to feel deeply without being overwhelmed, to care without losing oneself, and to stand firm without becoming rigid. The 6 invisible traits explored here reveal how spiritual intelligence quietly shapes a woman's inner and outer life. From deep inner calm to alignment with purpose, these qualities influence how she thinks, feels, loves, and chooses. While they may not always be noticed immediately, they create a powerful ripple effect in relationships, environments, and personal growth. By recognizing these traits, we begin to appreciate a deeper form of intelligence, one that values presence over performance and truth over appearance. These women remind us that the most powerful qualities are often the ones that do not demand attention, yet change everything. 1. Deep inner calm. Deep inner calm is one of the most invisible yet powerful traits of spiritually intelligent women. It is not the absence of problems, stress, or emotional pain. Rather, it is the ability to remain grounded and centered even while life is unfolding with uncertainty, pressure, or chaos. This calm is not loud, dramatic, or performative. It is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted within. A woman with deep inner calm does not rush to react. When something unexpected happens, her first response is awareness, not impulse. She pauses before speaking, thinking before acting, and feeling before judging. This pause creates space between stimulus and response, allowing wisdom to guide her behavior instead of fear or ego. People around her may not immediately notice this quality, but they feel it. Her presence alone can soften tense environments and slow down anxious conversations. This calm comes from self-understanding. Spiritually intelligent women have spent time observing their inner world. They are familiar with their emotions, triggers, and thought patterns. Because of this awareness, emotions no longer control them completely. Anger may arise, sadness may appear, or anxiety may knock at the door. But these emotions are welcomed as information rather than enemies. By accepting emotions instead of resisting them, inner turbulence naturally settles. Deep inner calm is also closely connected to acceptance. Such women understand that not everything can be controlled. They do not exhaust themselves trying to force outcomes, change people, or fight reality. Acceptance does not mean passivity or weakness. It means recognizing what is within their control and what is not, and choosing peace over unnecessary struggle. This mindset conserves emotional energy and strengthens mental clarity. Another important source of inner calm is a strong connection to meaning and purpose. Spiritually intelligent women often see life as bigger than momentary successes or failures. They understand that setbacks are part of growth and discomfort is often a teacher. Because they trust the larger process of life, they are less shaken by temporary storms. When things go wrong, they ask, "What is this teaching me?" instead of "Why is this happening to me?" This calm is also reflected in how they communicate. Their words are measured, thoughtful, and intentional. Even in disagreement, they do not feel the need to dominate or prove superiority. They listen deeply and speak with clarity rather than aggression. This creates a sense of safety for others, making people more open and honest around them. Their calm becomes contagious, inviting others to slow down and reflect. Importantly, deep inner calm does not mean emotional numbness. Spiritually intelligent women feel deeply. They experience joy fully and sorrow honestly. The difference is that they do not drown in their emotions. They allow feelings to flow through them without clinging or suppressing. This emotional fluidity prevents inner buildup and supports long-term psychological balance. Practices such as reflection, mindfulness, prayer, journaling, or time in solitude often support the development of this calm. However, it is not dependent on rituals alone. It is built through daily choices, such as choosing understanding over judgment, patience over urgency, and presence over distraction. Over time, these choices rewire the nervous system, making calm a natural state rather than a forced one. In relationships, deep inner calm creates stability. Such women do not create drama to feel alive, nor do they seek constant validation from others. They are comfortable with silence and do not fear being alone. This emotional independence allows them to love more freely, without control or attachment. Their calm reassures partners, friends, and family members, making relationships feel secure rather than exhausting. Ultimately, deep inner calm is a reflection of inner alignment. It shows that a woman is living in harmony with her values, emotions, and sense of purpose. While it may be invisible to the eye, it is unmistakable to the heart. People may not always understand why they feel peaceful around her, but they will remember how safe, clear, and grounded her presence made them feel. 2. Strong intuition. Strong intuition is another invisible yet defining trait of spiritually intelligent women. It is the quiet inner knowing that guides them without the need for constant logic, external validation, or explanation. This intuition is not random guessing or emotional impulse. It is a refined sensitivity to subtle signals, patterns, and energies that others often overlook. Spiritually intelligent women trust this inner guidance because it has been strengthened through self-awareness and experience. Over time, they learn the difference between fear-based thoughts and intuitive insight. Fear is loud, urgent, and anxious. Intuition is calm, clear, and steady. When intuition speaks, it does not demand attention. It gently informs. These women listen to it, even when it contradicts popular opinion or surface-level logic. Strong intuition develops from deep presence. Such women are highly observant, not only of the external world but also of their internal states. They notice shifts in emotions, tone, body language, and energy. This awareness allows them to sense when something feels right or wrong long before evidence appears. They may not always be able to explain their feelings, but their inner compass is rarely inaccurate. This intuitive strength often shows up in decision-making. Spiritually intelligent women do not rely solely on pros and cons lists. While they respect logic, They also check in with how a choice feels internally. If something looks perfect on paper but feels heavy or uneasy, they pause. If a path feels peaceful and aligned, even with uncertainty, they move forward with trust. This balance between mind and intuition leads to choices that support long-term well-being rather than short-term comfort. In relationships, strong intuition allows these women to read beneath the surface. They sense unspoken emotions, hidden intentions, and emotional shifts. This does not make them suspicious or controlling. Instead, it makes them compassionate and perceptive. They know when to offer support, when to give space, and when something is misaligned. Because of this, they are less likely to ignore red flags or stay in situations that drain their spirit. Intuition also protects their energy. Spiritually intelligent women can sense environments, conversations, or commitments that do not align with their inner peace. They may not always have logical reasons, but they honor the signal. This ability helps them set boundaries without guilt. They understand that saying no to what feels wrong is saying yes to their inner balance. This trait is closely connected to trust in oneself. Strong intuition grows when a woman believes her inner voice matters. Many people are conditioned to ignore their instincts in favor of external authority or social approval. Spiritually intelligent women unlearn this habit. They respect guidance from others but do not abandon their inner truth to please or conform. This self-trust creates quiet confidence and emotional independence. Strong intuition does not mean never making mistakes. Even spiritually intelligent women can misinterpret signals at times. The difference is that they reflect, learn, and recalibrate rather than shutting down their intuition completely. Each experience sharpens their awareness and deepens their understanding of themselves. Ultimately, strong intuition is a form of inner intelligence that goes beyond the rational mind. It connects a woman to her deepest self and to life itself. While invisible, it shapes her choices, protects her peace, and aligns her actions with her true nature. Others may not see it, but they often sense that she moves through life with clarity, grace, and an unspoken wisdom that cannot be taught. 3. Emotional self-awareness. Emotional self-awareness is a core trait of spiritually intelligent women, yet it often remains invisible to the outside world. It is the ability to recognize, understand, and consciously respond to one's own emotions rather than being unconsciously driven by them. This awareness creates inner clarity and emotional balance, allowing a woman to navigate life with maturity and grace. A spiritually intelligent woman does not deny or suppress her emotions. She acknowledges what she feels without immediately labeling it as good or bad. When emotions arise, she observes them with curiosity instead of judgment. This simple act of noticing creates distance between the emotion and her identity. She understands that emotions are temporary experiences, not permanent definitions of who she is. This self-awareness allows her to respond instead of react. When faced with conflict, criticism, or disappointment, she does not explode emotionally or shut down completely. Instead, she pauses and asks herself what is truly happening inside. Is the anger masking hurt? Is the sadness rooted in unmet expectations? By identifying the deeper emotional layer, she avoids projecting unresolved feelings onto others. Emotionally self-aware women take responsibility for their inner world. They do not blame others for how they feel, nor do they expect external situations to regulate their emotions. This does not mean they tolerate mistreatment or ignore boundaries. It means they recognize that their emotional responses belong to them. This ownership empowers them to heal rather than remain stuck in emotional cycles. Another powerful aspect of emotional self-awareness is the ability to detect emotional patterns. Spiritually intelligent women notice recurring emotional reactions and reflect on their origins. They ask questions such as, why does this situation trigger me, or what belief is being activated here? Through this reflection, old wounds gradually lose their power. Awareness becomes the first step toward emotional freedom. This trait also enhances empathy. Because these women understand their own emotions deeply, they can recognize similar emotions in others. They listen without immediately fixing, judging, or minimizing. Their presence feels validating because they are not afraid of emotional depth. They can hold space for pain, confusion, or vulnerability without becoming overwhelmed. Emotional self-awareness strengthens communication. Spiritually intelligent women can express their feelings clearly and honestly. Instead of accusing or blaming, they speak from self-understanding. They say what they feel and why they feel it, without attacking the other person. This creates healthier conversations and reduces unnecessary conflict. Even difficult discussions become opportunities for connection rather than division. This awareness also protects them from emotional manipulation. When someone tries to guilt, shame, or provoke them, they recognize the emotional tactic. Instead of being pulled into emotional chaos, they stay grounded. They can say no without excessive explanation and maintain boundaries without hostility. Their calm firmness often discourages toxic dynamics. Importantly, emotional self-awareness does not mean emotional perfection. Spiritually intelligent women still experience moments of overwhelm, sadness, or frustration. The difference lies in how they relate to those emotions. They do not shame themselves for feeling deeply, nor do they pretend to be strong all the time. They allow emotions to move through them, trusting that awareness will guide them back to balance. This trait often develops through reflection, life experience, and intentional inner work. Journaling, self-inquiry, quiet contemplation, or honest self-dialogue help refine this awareness. Over time, emotions become teachers rather than obstacles. Each emotional experience adds another layer of self-understanding. In daily life, emotional self-awareness creates stability. These women do not seek constant reassurance or validation because they understand their emotional needs. They can be alone without feeling empty and connected without losing themselves. This balance makes them emotionally resilient and deeply grounded. Ultimately, emotional self-awareness is a silent strength. It shapes how a woman relates to herself, others, and life itself. While invisible, it is felt in her calm responses, clear boundaries, and authentic presence. People may not know why conversations with her feel safe or why conflicts resolve more easily around her, but the reason lies in her deep understanding of her own emotional world. 4. Compassion without attachment. Compassion without attachment is a rare and powerful trait of spiritually intelligent women. It means having the ability to care deeply without becoming emotionally entangled, drained, or dependent on outcomes. This form of compassion is mature, balanced, and rooted in inner stability rather than emotional need. While many people confuse compassion with self-sacrifice, spiritually intelligent women understand the difference. Such women feel empathy without losing themselves in another person's pain. When someone is struggling, they listen with an open heart, offer understanding, and provide support where appropriate. However, they do not absorb the suffering as their own. They recognize that each person is responsible for their own healing journey. This awareness protects their emotional energy and prevents burnout. Compassion without attachment comes from emotional clarity. Spiritually intelligent women understand that helping does not mean rescuing. They know that constantly fixing others can create dependence rather than growth. Instead of forcing solutions, they empower others to find their own strength. Their compassion respects autonomy and personal boundaries, allowing real transformation to occur. This trait is closely connected to acceptance. These women accept people as they are, without trying to control, change, or reshape them. They understand that love does not require possession and care does not require control. Because of this, their relationships feel spacious rather than suffocating. Others feel supported, not pressured. In difficult situations, compassion without attachment allows them to remain calm and present. When someone they care about makes poor choices or faces consequences, they do not react with panic or guilt. They offer emotional presence without interfering with lessons that life itself is teaching. This does not mean they are cold or indifferent. It means they trust the process of growth, even when